Hello, welcome back to the James Ramblin Reviews. This review is of the film Pillion, and it's a movie that you probably didn't expect me to review because I don't tend to review films exactly like this film is. Usually, recently, I've obviously been talking about Indian films or the big kind of hitters at the cinema, whether that's like the Mario movie, Project Hail Mary. But no, today we have got a film for you that's kinda like a gay comedy drama sort of thing where I'll just tell you what it's about. So it's about a timid man is swept off his feet when an enigmatic, impossible handsome biker takes him on as his submissive. And so you've got this movie where you've got Alexander Skarsgård. You've also got, what's his name again? Harry Melling and Alexander Skarsgård, they're both in this kind of gay relationship, and it's about their emotions, what they're going through, and kind of how they wanna feel towards each other. Like, for example, they develop a certain thing, they both share something in common, and they're able to become as one. And that's kind of what the film is all about. And I will say that before I watched the trailer, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And the trailer, I won't say that the trailer doesn't ruin the entire film. It gave me a good idea of what I was getting myself into. So at least it didn't ruin the entire film, that one trailer, but it gave me a good enough idea. And from what I watched of the film, it's kind of similar to what I experienced from the film, which is I did enjoy the movie. However, I'll be honest that the movie is a bit slow at times. Like, I'd say the first hour, maybe half an hour to the first half an hour to the first hour of the film is a bit slow at times, where the movie doesn't really find the flow yet. And obviously, like, Harry Melling's character, he's trying to figure out what he wants to do and figure out what he's actually all about in this movie, and Alexander Skarsgård takes a minute before he, is a big deal in the film. So that's why the movie does take a while to get going. But as soon as the movie starts to get going, I felt like the interactions between Harry Melling and Alexander Skarsgård's character, it is heartwarming in a way, because they both just want to love each other. There's a certain thing about it, and from the trailer alone, it felt like a feel-good movie when you see Harry Melling as a part of this kind of choir, this Christmas choir, and it opens up like that. The film opens up like that, and he's just singing with these other people that he knows, and he's feeling happy and everything's great, his life is great and all of that. And I won't spoil this, but something does happen to Harry Melling's mother in the film, which takes him on this emotional journey, and he just he does still like Alexander Skarsgård, but it does change him in a way, because it's like, oh man, this kind of happened to me, I feel bad right now. And that's kind of what the movie does do, is kind of strikes this emotion from the character of Harry Melling, and he goes through this journey of self-discovery, and I thought that was quite interesting. And the themes alone, it does do it well, where you've got the feel-good factor, but then you've also got them having the relationship, and there is also some comedic elements to the film where, Alexander Skarsgård just says some crazy line or crazy silly dialogue, and it actually lands, and it lands in a way where you're like, oh, this is funny, I can get behind that, because the timing of it works throughout the film. It works within the context of the film and the point it is at in the movie. So I will say that. So the movie is slow, and I did enjoy the acting performances and the storyline. I thought there would be a little bit more to the story other than this, and there is, with that exception of what happens to Harry Melling's mother. But I'll say that the story, I will say the story's not mind-blowing. I think it's the acting performances for me, and it's the themes that just really work for me in this movie. So yeah, overall, I'll give it an 8 out of 10, because Alexander Skarsgård and Harry Melling's performances and how the film does the thematic approach pretty well, and it gives you a good idea of how a love story should have its highs and should have its lows, and it gets all of that right. So yeah, overall that's how I feel about the movie. An 8 out of 10. I did enjoy the film. It wasn't perfect, but the main thing is I enjoyed the film, and it's worth reviewing at the end of the day. So hope you enjoyed this review, and stay tuned for more reviews. I'll be back for more reviews on the James Allen Reviews. Bye.